Breaking news, a jury has rejected Sarah Palin's libel claim against the New York Times, saying there was insufficient evidence to prove that the Times defamed her in a 2017 editorial. Let's get right to NBC News correspondent Dasha Burns. Dasha, fill us in. What can you tell us about the jury's decision here?
Hey, Alison, there have been so many twists and turns in this case. This is now actually the second time that Palin has lost in this case. Just earlier this week, the judge dismissed her case against the New York Times, even while the jury was deliberating. Now, that timing was really unusual, but when it comes down to it, Allison, this case is going to be appealed. We have known that that was going to happen. All the experts have been saying it is extremely likely that this will be appealed. So the decision that the judge made was looking ahead to when this case does most likely, inevitably, move forward in that appeals process. Now, if the jury had come back in favor of Miss Palin, then it would be a totally different story. And in that appeals process, the appeals court could actually use that jury's verdict, reinstate that instead of having to start a trial all over again. But in this case, both the judge dismissing her case and the jury ruling against Miss Palin means it is a much more uphill battle for her in that appeals process.
Dasha, the New York Times saying it hasn't lost a libel case in an American courtroom in 50 years. Let's just talk about the significance of today's verdict.
Yeah, no, this is important, Allison. A lot of journalists were watching this case closely because it sort of goes to the heart of our industry. Now, the laws, when it comes to defamation, when it comes to libel, tend to favor journalists. And there is a very high bar for public figures in particular to win these sorts of cases. It's actually quite rare that they even go to court in the first place. This is one of those rare moments when it did reach a courtroom, it did reach that trial phase, but still it seems that Palin's legal team did not bring enough, did not meet that very high standard of proving what's called actual malice, which means that the New York Times acted with reckless disregard for the truth or knowingly printed something false, which they did not prove in this case. And the whole point of this law is that journalists should be able to write, to turn out these stories and not be held liable for mistakes that were not meant with actual malice, for pure mistakes, which is what the Times admitted in this case. They issued a correction, and the Times argues that this is how the process is supposed to go. They owned up to it. They corrected it a couple of days later after publishing this editorial that Ms. Palin was suing for. So at the end of the day, this is upholding these standards that public figures have to bring a lot of evidence to the courtroom to prove to win a case in a defamation situation, Allison.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.